enjoy my time here in Boston, and I really love the city. I think it's just a beautiful city, but at the same time excited for New York. Woohoo!
Hi everyone, as promised, this would be the second part to my travel vlogs to the East Coast of the US. Last time we talked about Boston, and this time we'll be talking only about New York because I think that each place deserves their own video. And New York, for one, is such a unique city and such a unique experience. Our trip to New York was only for 4 days, but that alone has been enough to leave me with a lot of memorable things about New York. So I think for this video, I'll format it a little bit differently and tell you about the 10 things that I remember the most about my trip to New York. I have listed them in my little detective notebook here, just in case I forget anything. And so yeah, let's get on to it. So the first thing on the list would be the neighborhoods of New York, the 5 boroughs of New York. If you may know, Manhattan, just Manhattan alone, has 5 boroughs. And each borough, it's obviously divided into smaller neighborhoods. And my idea of traveling New York, my idea of exploring the city is to spend some time in each neighborhood and trying to, you know, browsing across the streets, looking at the buildings, looking at the people, and just to have an idea of what that neighborhood is like. And I think that for New York, each neighborhood is unique in their own ways, and you always find something different, something cool in each neighborhood that others don't have. Yeah, I just really like that concept of traveling. Which leads me to the second thing on the list, which is the subway, the New York City subway. I think that the New York subway system reminds me a lot of the Paris one in that it's very convenient and very comprehensive, and you can pretty much take the subway anywhere. You don't have to jump on a bus, you don't have to call an Uber unless you're in a hurry, of course. And the subway, it's an experience on its own. Very dirty, messy, smells really bad, but I don't know what is it about New York, but on that messiness and chaos and the bustles and hustles, which normally would be very annoying qualities, seem to be something that you embrace about the city rather than being irritated at. Also, I love the announcing voice on the subway.
Clear of the closing doors.
Number 3, brunching at Jack's Wifrida. I don't know if brunching it's a verb. Anyway, having brunch at Jack's Wifrida. It's a restaurant, it's a one restaurant that I've heard a lot of vloggers and bloggers talking about. So yeah, we decided to try it. There are 2 locations, but the one that we went to was on Lafayette Street, right in the heart of Soho. Amazing experience, just from the decor of the restaurant to the services to the food, of course, and the little souvenirs that they give us when we checked out. Number 4 is visiting some museums in New York. New York has a plethora of them to offer, by the way, so it would take up a lot of time to like visit all of them. And within the time restriction of our trip, we decided to visit only one, the Guggenheim Museum in Midtown East, I think, so east of Central Park. The interesting thing is that the exhibition that we went to on that day was by a Vietnamese artist called Giang. I believe he's a Danish Vietnamese artist. Just remember to take the audio guide with you because I have to say it really elevates the experience. At first I was like, oh no, I'm good. I'm not really interested in all that, but yeah, I have to say I was converted after the visit. Number 5 is shopping at Soho. Even if you're not even in the least bit interested in doing any shopping, you're just window shopping basically like I did, I think it's still worth it to pay a visit. One of the main shopping districts in New York, very luxurious, expensive neighborhood, but it's beautiful to look at, and it's beautiful to browse around the street and looking at all the brownstone buildings and all the flashy stores. And I would have to say that New York, they take your shopping experience to the next level. Like visiting all the physical stores, you will be a little bit in awe. Very much like in Tokyo, but in a very New York way. Shake Shack and Madison Square Park. Now, Shake Shack, if you don't know what it is, it's a burger chain that East Coast prides itself on. Very famous burger chain, pretty much equivalent to In-N-Out on the West Coast. There are obviously lots of locations of Shake Shack in New York, but the one we went to was right in Madison Square Park. So it's next to Flatiron Building, across from the Lego store. And it was really cool because it's very much what representative of New York, I guess. It's a very glamorous area, iconic photo spot. There's even a little close-up area for people to take photos in front of the Flatiron. It makes for very good people watching. And if you have some time to spare after your trip to Shake Shack, oh, the burgers are great, by the way. But if you have some time to spare after your meal, you can head across the street to the Fujifilm store and take some cool photos at their photo booths, like we did. Moving on to the Lower West Side, and the one place that comes highly recommended is the High Line. It's an old railway in the Lower West Side, renovated into like a walking past slash a park. You see the juxtaposition between very high-rise, luxurious condo buildings mixed with some dilapidated, torn down townhouses and buildings. And also in the same neighborhood is the Chelsea Market, and it recently has become a very popular tourist spot, and that is why I think it's a little bit overcrowded. And that it's also renovated from an old factory, an old biscuit factory. So that fact was really cool, but it was just so crowded in there. Number 7, Oatmeal Coffee. Oatmeal coffee, it's I think a New York specialty. 3 days in a row I went for the oatmeal flat white in various cool coffee shops. So there was one close to Pennsylvania Station that I really like called 7 Grains Coffee. There was one that we went for brunch the day after in Williamsburg, Brooklyn, called the Sweatshop, and they all have oatmeal flat white, and they're all good. They're all so good. I'm a little obsessed now that I'm thinking about it. If I were to pick one neighborhood, then my favorite during this trip would be the Greenwich Village. It's like a mixing pot of everything. There's restaurants with great food over there, bars, there are souvenir shops, there's just a ton of places to see. It's also very close to the iconic Washington Square Park, which it's featured in countless movies. New York University. It's fun to walk around. In daytime, it's even more fun to walk around, grab a slice of Joe's Pizza in nighttime. If you're young and hip, I think you would definitely like this neighborhood. Not that I am young and hip, but... Do it!
A small short meeting at 5, 3 parts of 11. You know, I have to be honest. Okay, it shows that you're very determined, and you really need a lot of determination and struggle. Princesses, reality, Earth, and swords. You know, it's hard to do this.
I only went for it to get a footage. I mean, I was very cynical anyway. He was laying pretty thick on the selling part. He was a bit too intense about it. If it was a little bit less forthcoming, that I would waffles at Bryant Park. Again, Waffles and Dinges, which is a famous waffle chain in New York City, have lots of locations, but we went for the one in Bryant Park. I think that the parks in New York City are kind of an institution. Central Park, of course, but the smaller ones such as Madison Square Park, like I mentioned earlier, or Bryant Park, are worth visiting as well. What's cool about this park is that it's next to the library, the New York Library. So the park, it's kind of converted into a reading area. You would understand when you see the special design of the chairs here, or when you see the little bookshelves that they place across the park. So that's just a little something to make your experience a little cooler. But the waffles are totally worth your time and totally worth your money. You cannot go wrong with just a plain, simple Liège waffle. Oh, and it's very close to Grand Central Station, which is also a building that you should visit. It's supposed to be only 10 things, but it would be incomplete without this 11th thing. Dumbo, down under Manhattan Bridge overpass. Just the new up-and-coming tourist spot that everybody who comes to New York, who comes to Brooklyn has to visit. For good reasons. Something magical in the air in here. You know, I would let the image speaks for itself. Those are 10 cool things that I've discovered at New York. Well, 10 things and Dumbo. If I were to describe it in one word, I would say that New York is unparalleled. It's not a city that you should visit, but a city that you must visit if you got a chance. So travel alone, travel with your favorite people. Either ways, I believe you have a unique experience. I'll just leave you with one of my favorite comments about New York traveling, which is everybody has their own New York, and so will you. Hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you next time.